Hey guys, this is Dakota, and this is Coffee with Dakota, where I answer your burning questions. And tonight I'm actually in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm here with Patti, who is a former student of the Guy Wisdom Mentorship. And she has graciously offered her couch up to me tonight while I'm en route to my next destination. So we thought we would film a coffee session with you guys, and she has some burning questions that you are dying to ask, right?
Millions of questions.
Millions of questions. But you get one. You get one. So what is your topic tonight, Patti?
I think the biggest question is, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? I used to think it was, I got to be like Dakota. I got to quit my job and I have to just go teach and help people. But that's not my purpose. What is my purpose?
And this is a question I get asked a lot from different people. And one thing, and I think we touched on this when you were in the mentorship, is that we go through all four directions of the medicine wheel. Mm-hmm. And each of those directions serve a different piece of your sacred purpose. So if we're in the east direction, it is what you do for a living or how you contribute to the world around you. And that contribution can be in a number of ways. You can have your 9-to-5 job, and if that's not something that you are willing or able to give up to follow your passion, then you find other outlets for that passion to come out. I know you're passionate about animals and helping animals. Mm-hmm. And so part of that for you, I feel like, is you're mom to 4 dogs, and I just met some of them, and one is in need of assistance from being paralyzed. And so you've got this outlet where that passion can come out. And by doing that, you are not only helping animals, but you're serving as an example to others of how to be able to do that. And then when you come down into the south direction, it is, how are you in relationship with other people? Mm-hmm. And it's treating them kindly. It's creating that sacredness within the relationship. It's being able to be honoring of somebody and to make those deeper connections and not just be superficial, and to go a little bit deeper with people. Since I've been here today, Patti and I have not talked about the weather. We have not talked about sports. We have not talked about politics or even religion, but we've had real conversation about
I'm always deep. That's all I know how to do.
Yeah. And so that begins that part of that sacred purpose. And when you are that for other people, they have that safe place to rise up and be that with you. And then you start to model that to other people, and they start to gravitate towards you, and they feel comfortable with you. I saw it tonight when we were at Walmart. The cashier felt very comfortable with Patti, and like they were old friends, and joking around and stuff like that. And that's that comfort that you exude in being able to be in a relationship with people, no matter who it is, whether you know her name or it's a 30-second meeting, and you have that connection that you make with people, and that serves that sacred purpose.
So I have this, and I really didn't realize that I had it.
Yeah.
I used to think it had to be something huge.
It isn't always huge, and actually those are huge things in and of themselves. And because your place in this world and in this life is to live the most authentically as you can.
Oh, yeah.
And that authenticity becomes your sacred purpose. And then when we come over to the west direction, it's about your sacred space. It's your environment that you live in, being able to care for the earth, being able to create those spaces that give your spirit, respite and be able to just sink in. And how you care for your body, how you care for your world, how you care for your home and things like that. And that becomes that piece of the sacred purpose. And then you come up to the north direction, and this is the sacred purpose that I feel is the most important, and that is your spiritual life and that foundation that you build. How do you live in this world from a spiritual point of view? And how does your spirit or your spiritual self come out in your relationships and in your environment and in your job? And that kind of serves as an underpinning to the rest. But, we do have these ideas that sacred purpose is something huge like Oprah,
Right.
or Ellen or
Right.
whatever, and
Right. Definitely.
but the world can't be full of Oprahs because then everybody would be on stage and there'd be nobody, listening or supporting her or fixing her car or, making great meals for her or, there's just so many different facets that make this world work, and we all serve a place in that. For you, can I divulge what you do for a living?
Sure.
What do? You tell.
I drive a school bus.
You drive a school bus. And so when you first say that, what is your first thought in regards to how important that job is?
It didn't feel very important. It felt sort of silly.
Mm-hmm. So can I reframe that for you?
Sure.
You make sure that these young people who are going to be leading our world in the next generation get safely to a place where they can actually expand their mind and learn and grow and be and become.
Right.
And if you didn't do that, if you didn't get them safely there, there's the misfire where, and I mean, it sounds kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but it sounds like that's like Little House on the Prairie. Well, they'd have to walk to school or there'd be somebody else to drive them and stuff. But I know you, and I know that you live as authentically as you can. And so for those kids getting onto the bus who are greeted every day by your spirit, gives them maybe just that little bit of, wow, I feel much better about this. Or maybe a little girl or boy is having a really hard day and they get on the bus and they see you smiling, you say hi, and you greet them and make them feel like, hey, this is going to be an exciting day for you.
And I always know the ones to pick out that are having a hard time at home, and I focus on them.
Yeah. Now that is important. That is important. You see these kids at the beginning and the end of their day, every single day that they go to school.
Right.
And you,
That thing flying around. It's like we came from a
like
second
a
restaurant.
here.
Sorry, I'm not that crazy.
Maybe she shouldn't be driving the bus.
Hey, that's what happens when you drive that long. Oh, shoot.
But that, to me, like, to be able to reframe it, you're not just a school bus driver. You are a bus driver who gets these kids safely to school, and you see them. You recognize their little spirits, and you do what you can to make their day better. And that
Their life better.
Yeah, to make their life better.
It's not like the day. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. And, here's a little example here. This woman went to Starbucks. She met me at Starbucks, and she pulls out of her wallet all these gift cards. And these are gift cards given to her from the kids on the bus. Yeah. And, I never gave my bus driver a gift card. I can tell you that right now. So that says something. It's like, you've made such an impression that they are giving back to you in whatever way that they can.
Thank you for getting their kids there safely.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge. And so when you start to see that your piece, however big or small it may feel, is just as important as Oprah on stage. You may be driving the next Oprah.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously.
There you go.
You never know who is in your midst and what they will grow up to be or who they already are. And, we kind of go into situations and have our own preconceived judgments based on our own experiences about whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you never know what somebody is struggling with or what kind of power that they have or what they're going to grow up to be. And so I feel like for you, being able to see your role in that is tremendously important, to be able to give that space to them to be that. You are authentic, and you actually exude that to a point where they then will grow up feeling like they can be a little bit more authentic.
That's why I said when I say I drive a school bus, that really doesn't even feel important. It's the interaction with the kids.
Yes.
The ones that I feel needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know some stories of some of them, and it's like, God, man.
Yeah.
So many kids are living with their grandparents now. The parents aren't even in the picture. I mean, or they're somewhere else, or
Yeah.
just give them hope.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the generation growing up now. You know, they really have the struggles, and you know, they've got a tough. Many of them, and especially here in Ohio. Ohio is a leading state in opioid and heroin addiction. And so kids are really suffering because of choices that their parents are making. Mm-hmm. And my sister is a school teacher, and she, you know, saw it in her classroom all the time. You know, the kids that are being brought up by, like you said, the grandparents or whatever. So whatever glimpse of hope that these kids can have in their life, their bright spot in the day, is so vitally important. And I really believe that people are put into these kids' lives right now that will serve that for them, and you're one of them.
Makes sense. I always forget that.
Yeah, don't ever underestimate what you do. And take out that word just.
Right.
I am a bus driver.
I'm a caring bus driver.
Yeah. You know, and if you need to redefine it, you know, say I deliver kids safely to school.
I still like I help the kids. I just don't drive them to school. I help the kids.
Yeah.
It's not even like the driving part's not even,
right.
Take that out of the picture.
Yes.
We're all right here. And
So redefine your role and come up with a new role. And so here, this is something you can maybe do. Patti and I last year both bought Superman t-shirts at the same time because we both needed to recognize our superpower. And maybe that's part of it for you is finding whatever that superpower is that you have and reword your job according to that superpower.
I still have that shirt. I leave it on my dresser. I wore it a few times, but it's been on my dresser.
In the car.
Just because I always know, hey, don't forget who you are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Really saved my ass. That really did.
Yeah. Me too, actually. It's, and so we do that for each other. And when you're, you know, I really, when you're living your sacred purpose and you see all these pieces come together, all four directions, then you begin living that most authentic life. And from that place, everything just shifts and gels and comes together in a way that it wouldn't otherwise. Otherwise, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
You know, you're always fighting something. You're always fighting because you're either not making enough money or you're spending too much or your relationships are a mess or you're not where you want to be. You don't know where you're going.
Right.
So if there's any of those kind of clue in, then that gives you an idea of what piece of your sacred purpose needs to have attention to it right now. So.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Good stuff.
Well, I appreciate you letting me stay with you tonight.
Oh, no problem.
And this is one thing about my journey that I'm going to absolutely fall in love with is being able to meet people who I have. We traveled together for a year, and tonight is the first time I've actually gotten to see Patti in person. And for me, that's just that's amazing and beautiful, and the most beautiful part of this journey. I don't need to see any sights or touristy things. I just need to meet the people.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I like that.
Appreciate that. And I will be heading up to Nashville next, or down to Nashville next, and we'll find somebody there to do a coffee with. And until then, you guys have a great week and start living out your sacred purpose. Bye, guys. Hey, so stick with me for just one more minute. I've got something really exciting to tell you that we are just now going to be opening up a private, super private Facebook group for just a very select people who are very interested in this kind of work. So what we're planning on doing is doing some light teachings that will kind of coincide with what we do in the mentorship to give you a little taste test of each of the directions. And so for 9 weeks, out of each time that we go around the medicine wheel, we will re-embark on a new direction and give you some challenges and some fun things to do that will kind of line you up with that energy of the medicine wheel. I'll also be doing a live meditation every single week, and we call that Trance Tuesday, so you can guess what day it's going to be on. And in addition to that, we're also going to do, in August, we're going to do a 21-day gratitude challenge. I can kind of foresee that in the fall time, we're going to do a 21-day soul detox cleanse. We'll do 21 days of ritual. We're just going to do all kinds of stuff. So anyway, this is an invitation-only type Facebook group. It's a closed group. So if you want in, then go to the link below and let us know that you want in, and we will make sure that you get a personal invite. So again, go to the link below, get your personal invite, your little golden VIP card, and join us. We're actually going to be starting meditations now, so they probably, by the time you see this, have already started. So get on there and come join the community. Now, wait, before I let you go, before you hit that stop button, this group, this Facebook group is, I want the energy to be super high, and I want it to be really authentic, and I want people to show up. So if you're just joining the group just to have it on a tab on the sidebar, you know, it's not going to be worth your while. It's not going to be worth my while. I want people who are engaged. I want people who are really interested in learning this work. So if you know somebody also that you think would fit that, then please give them this link and let them kind of join up. Or you all, once you're in, you can invite people in as well that you want. But really, I'm very protective of my groups, so please come join us if you really feel called and led to. All right, I'll see you in Facebook or in another coffee. Bye, guys.